The reason that I'm doing this live here today is because I'm making the announcement that I am going to remove my Darkside tire from my Honda Goldwing. Goldwing Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who is fearless. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, whom may not exist. In a world of reckless automobiles, these are Caliente Motovlogs. This week, I'm going to be removing my Darkside tire from my Honda Goldwing. I know a lot of you guys do not believe in Darkside, and I've been Darksiding for several years now, and I absolutely love it. Currently on my bike, on the rear, I have the Pirelli Run Flat 195/55/16. And also on the front of my Honda Goldwing, I have the Bridgestone Battle Axe BT46. The reason why that I'm going to undarkside my Honda Goldwing is right behind me. I have a new set of tires that I'm going to be testing out for the remaining of the year. The tires that I'm going to be testing are Michelins. I'm going to be putting some Michelins on my bike. For my riders out there that Darkside their Honda Goldwings, I'm not abandoning you, so just keep that in mind. But I'm just going to be running some tests for the remaining of the year with these Michelin tires. I would like to thank Michelin for sponsoring your boy Chris with these tires that I'm going to be putting on my Honda Goldwing. When it comes to Michelins, I actually been running Michelins on my automobile since I was probably 25. My first sports car, I ran some Michelin Pilot Sports, and I've been running Michelin tires for over 25 years. I've never had a problem. They some great tires. I have them on all of my vehicles. The only reason that I never had them on my motorcycles was because at the time they did not have any specific Michelins for the Honda Goldwing. Certain motorcycles you could get Michelins, but they didn't have any specific for the Honda Goldwing. Here recently, I'm not sure of the exact date, but it hasn't been long that now you could actually put Michelins on your Honda Goldwing. So they have specific Michelins for the Honda Goldwing. I really love the performance of the Michelins on my automobiles, that I want to see if I can get the same kind of performance on my motorcycle. And not only the performance, but the actual wear of the tires. You know, how long is the tire going to last? Is it going to wear evenly? How long is the compound going to last? Is it soft? Is it hard? How does it handle in the rain, at high speeds? You know, things like that. So I'm going to be battle testing the hell out of my Michelin tires that I have right here behind me for the remaining of the year. As a matter of fact, I have a long distance trip that's going to be coming up in a couple of months, and it's probably going to be anywhere between 3,000, 4,000 miles, something like that. So I'm going to be putting these things on the road. I'm going to be battle testing them and just see how they actually perform, how well they hold up, how they do in the rain, how well they stop, you know, cornering. I'm going to go through the whole 9 yards. So I just wanted to let my viewers know that I will be undarksiding my Honda Goldwing. So it may come as a surprise. I don't want my Darksiders out there to think that I'm abandoning them. But if these Michelins perform as good as they perform on my automobiles, there's a high probability that I may not go back to Darksiding. But the jury is still out on that. I mean, that's down the road. Time will tell. So it's too early to go there yet. But, you know, Michelin has a great reputation of making tires that perform really, really well and handle really, really well. But how well would they hold up with my Honda Goldwing? So that's going to be the answer that I'm looking for throughout the remaining of the year. So how do you get the Michelins? You can actually go to the website. I'm going to pull up the Michelin website here. So right now I am on the Michelin website for you guys that are tuning in. It may look a little bit different on your phone. This is actually the desktop version. The website is michelinman.com. michelinman.com. And here on the website, you can get automotive tires, motorcycle tires, bicycle tires, other activities, tips and advice, and it even, gives you some information about why Michelin. But we're going to go to motorcycle tires. Find your Michelin motorcycle tire. Let's go to all motorcycle tires. So here we have a motorcycle. We're going to click here and we're going to pull up Michelin for the Honda Goldwing. There's Honda. I'm going to look up Goldwing. You can look up your particular bike, whatever you're riding. Most of my viewers are Goldwing riders. So we're going to go down to Goldwing. That would be the DCT in my case. I have a 2021 Honda Goldwing 2021 1833, and it's the Michelin Road W GT. The front tire is a 130/70/18 63H. The rear is a 255/16 77H. And that's on the Michelin website. So you could go to check availability here in this corner. And you can enter your dealer locator for motorcycle tires. So for example, let's say you live in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's going to pull up the dealers in that area. So for example, Motomax of Raleigh, it gives the website, gives the directions, gives some additional details. Bulldog Harley Davidson, Psycho Max, they're in Wilson, North Carolina. So you could actually just go and enter what city and state. You can enter your city and state depending on where you live to find your actual dealer. So I'm going to be putting this information in the description of the video where you guys could go online and if you want to pick up your Michelin tires. And a lot of my viewers that are actually watching this video, some of you may already have the Michelin tires on your Honda Goldwing. So this is not something new, but it's something new for me. I know there's probably some of my viewers out there that may say, I already got Michelins. Well, that's great. But there's a lot of viewers that watches my videos. They do not have Michelins. This would be the first set of Michelins for my Honda Goldwing because I normally dark side my bike. So good, bad, or indifferent, be sure to put that down in the comment section and let me know how you actually like your Michelin tires. But for the remaining of the year, I'm going to be battle testing these Michelins. And if they are good as the Michelins that are on my car, that are on my truck, that are on the SUV, because I run nothing but Michelins. If they're that good, I may not go back to Darksiding. So the jury's still out on that. One of the biggest questions that I actually have is how long are the tires going to last? I've had Bridgestone's G704, G7, I think they're G709 on my previous generation Honda Goldwing. As you know, the Honda Goldwings come standard with Bridgestones. Excellent tires. The tires just didn't last as long, but they handle really well. I even tried the Dunlap E4s The compound was softer. The rear end tire, or the rear tire, was reinforced. It lasted a little bit longer, and it rolled really, really well. But I think I like the Bridgestones a little bit better over the Dunlops. But the Dunlops was also great tires. But now that they have these Michelins out that's specific for the Goldwing, I'm going to battle test these things and see how I actually like them. So I just want to put that out there to all my viewers that are watching this video. Sometime this week, I'm going to be undarksiding my Honda Goldwing and battle testing these Michelin tires to see what kind of results that I'm going to get. And I'm just going to read some of your comments. If some of you guys want to call in, I will open the phone line up for a little bit if you guys want to call in. 901-468-9032. I'm going to put the number up on the screen just in case some of you guys want to just call in and maybe you want to share your Michelin experience with the viewers. The phone line is open right now. 901-468-9032. In the meanwhile, I'm going to grab one of these tires. There we go. There's a Michelin. This front is a 130/70/18. 130/70/18. And it's got some pretty good rubber on here. The question is, how well is this stuff gonna last? You know, it looks good. It even smells like Michelin's. Oh yeah, it smells like a Michelin. But how long is these tires gonna last? And we're gonna find out, because you know your boy Caliente is gonna torture test these bad boys. Reach back and grab one of these things here. And actually, it looks like it's got a lot of rubber. Man, the grooves are pretty deep. Yeah, it even smells like a Michelin. And this tire size is a 255/16. It's a Road WGT. A Road WGT Michelin tire. Look at the meat that's on this thing. I'm sure it's gonna handle like a boss. My biggest question is, how long is the tire gonna last? Look at that. That's really nice. So I would like to just thank Michelin for sending your boy Caliente some of these Michelins to test out for you guys, to let you guys know what I think. I'm going to be putting some, since I'm putting tires on my Goldwing, I'm going to put some new tires on the trailer. I'm going to put some fresh rubber all the way around. The only thing between you and the road is the rubber. So you want to make sure that you put a good set of tires on your bike and also on your trailer. So we're going to be doing all of that before I put this Honda Goldwing on a long distance trip. So be sure to stay tuned to my channel. We're going to be putting on tires. We're going to be greasing bearings. We're going to get this puppy ready. I've already had all the maintenance performed, but we're doing just a little bit extra to put some rubber between myself and the road. Okay, Michael Morgan said, what is the load rating for the rear tire? That's a very good question. If somebody know the load rating, you can put it down in the comment section. I can look it up, but I'm not going to look it up right now. That's a very good question. But it's specific for the Honda Goldwing. As you know, the Honda Goldwing is, it's almost 1,000 pounds dry. So it's specific for the Honda Goldwing, and it's supposed to be able to handle the weight of it. The specific number, I don't have it in front of me. DJ on the wing. I have the Dunlop E4s on my Goldwing right now. I have 15,000 miles on them. When I change out the tires, next I'm going to switch to Bridgestone G704, G709. Yeah, DJ on the wing, I've had the G704, G709. They handle really, really well. They just don't last long and they get flat in the back real quick. So at about 10,000 miles, you got the previous generation Honda Goldwing. You're probably going to be pulling those tires off probably around about 10,000 miles on a big heavy Goldwing. So the G704, G709 is standard equipment for the previous generation Honda Goldwing. It handles really well. The tires just don't last long, in my personal opinion. The Dunlop E4s lasted a little bit longer, somewhere less than 20,000 miles, because the rear tire was reinforced. The compound was softer. But once I went to those Dunlop E4s, I started to get the low speed wobble. If you guys been keeping up with my channel, you know, from my older videos, once I went to Dunlops, I started getting that low speed wobble, and then I had to have the stem neck bearing replaced. So just keep that in mind. So what do you guys think about me undarksiding my Goldwing? What's your thoughts? Oh, Anita watching. How you doing, Anita? I see you. Bill Lance, Fred, yeah. I see you, my brother. Carl King. Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait to get those tires in. I can't wait to get them on. Man, let me get that thing back over here. Yeah, I cannot wait to get this thing on here, man, to see how it's going to perform. I'm sure some viewers out there saying it's about time. Adventures with Johnny said, good evening, Chris. I run a BT46 rear up front, 18,000 miles so far, and it's about halfway worn. Yeah, on my BT46, I've actually been out to the West Coast twice on that same tire. So the BT46 is battle tested, believe me. Go to writer. I've never known you when you were not dark-sided. It's an emotional moment for me. We'll get through it together. Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate you, that Gold Rider one. Yeah, I've been dark-siding for several years now. I haven't really been keeping track. I guess it's been, I don't know, 5 years probably. I don't know. I hadn't been really keeping track, but I have no issues with the dark side. But if these Michelins are gonna perform on my Goldwing like they perform on my sports car and on my trucks and on my regular vehicles, I probably will not be going back to darksiding. So, but it's too early to say that right now. It's too early to tell. I'm here, present, and accounted for. Love to hear you and giving a test ride. I know both Michelin and the Caliente crowd will love to know. Yeah. Yeah, and I want all of my viewers that's actually watching this video, I want you guys to support Michelin, and I want you guys to go out there and get you a set of tires and actually see how you like it and report back. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to be testing the tires as well. And if the product is good, I'll say it's good. That's one thing about me. You know, I'll be honest with you. If the product is good, I'll say it's solid. If the product is trash, you know, I'm going to give it to you, you know, the raw truth. So get ready. But if Michelin performs on my bike the way it performs on my car, I could see the reviews being very, very positive. Oh yeah, Michael, that is the plan. I'm going to battle test it. And one of the good things is that I'm running the Centromatic wheel balancers. The thing I like about the Centromatics is that it constantly balances the wheel as the tire wears. You know, that's the thing about those weights that you normally snap onto the wheel. when you balance the tire, that tire is balanced. It's perfectly balanced. But as the tire wears, you lose that balance over time. The thing I kind of like about the Centromatics is that it's always constantly readjusting to balance the tire, and it actually makes the tire last longer. And I don't have to constantly rebalance my tire every time I put a new tire on the wheel. So I'm going to go back with the Centromatics. We're going to put the Michelins on. We're going to take them out. We're going to battle test them. I'm going to put them on the road. We're going to stretch the puppy out. And we're going to see how the Michelins perform. I hear you, Road Glide. Road Glide said, when you want a Dom Perignon champagne, you don't go boxed wine. Or champipple. Yeah. I'm going to read some of these comments here before I get off this live. Hey, Chris, I always break the tire center bolt cord on my 2018. It happens on my Bridgestones and delay. What do you think of what causes this to happen? You always break the tire center belt cord. Robbie, that's the first time that I've actually heard of that. I'm going to defer that question to one of my viewers. Have anyone ever broke the tire center belt cord? Mr. Bubba Johnson, Chris, did they replace the tranny filter too when they did the bolt recall? Yes, I actually had them to change the filters. You know, with the boat recall, the oil change is no charge because they got to drop the oil to do the boat recall. They actually charge for the filters. For my Honda Goldwing, I actually had them to change the filters because if they was going to change the oil, why would I not have them to change the filter? So even though they was not charging for the oil, and they was charging for the filters, I went on and had them to replace the filters. But to answer your question, yes, Mr. Bubba Johnson, they did replace my tranny filter, which is the transmission filter. The transmission and the oil, the same oil that lubricates the engine lubricates the transmission. They just have two separate filters. So I did have them to change both of those filters. So if you guys are just tuning in to this live feed, I just wanted to let you guys know that sometime this week, I'm going to undarkside my Honda Goldwing. I'm going to be removing my Pirelli car tire. I have a new set of Michelins here behind me that I'm going to battle test for the remaining of the year. I'm going to be stretching the puppy out. I'm going to be battle testing these Michelins to see how they perform in dry conditions, how they perform in wet conditions, how they perform over the road doing a long distance trip. I'm going to be putting the Michelins through the test. So I'm on dark side of my Honda Goldwing, front and rear. And we're going to just sit those tires to the side. And we're going to give these Michelins a shot. And if the Michelins perform like they perform on my automobile, there's a very high probability that I may not go back to Darksiding. You on with
Chris?
You on with Caliente? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Robert Neal. I live in Delta, Colorado.
Robert, you said Robert from Colorado?
Yes.
And you got a 2012. What's going on, Robert?
I run Commander 3s, Michelin.
Okay, the Michelin.
And I have a lot of cornering in the mountains, so I love them.
Okay. How long? Which bike do you have?
2012.
2012.
On the Goldwing.
Okay, and you run the Michelin Commander. You said Commander 3?
Commander 3s.
Okay. How long have you been running those tires?
For the last 4 years.
Okay. How well?
I have a lot of corners in the mountains. So I'm speeding up, slowing down, cornering hard.
Okay.
I'm getting 20 on the rear with no problem, and 19 on the front.
Okay. Okay. So it's handling pretty good, and you're pretty satisfied with them, the Commanders.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Have you ever tried these? The new Michelins?
haven't.
You haven't tried them?
No.
Okay.
But because of the weight. I went with the weight reference on Commander 3s.
Right.
They're more harder in the middle and softer for gripping in the side.
Yeah, these are the Michelin Road W GTs.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, Michelin actually just came out with them here recently, and they are specific for the Honda Goldwing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if these Michelins perform on my bike like they performed on my car, I may not be going back to a car tire.
Well, I watched your video on the car tire, and the only thing I was concerned about is because I might take a 40-mile-an-hour curve at 60 and 65 and then power out going 70. And I didn't think the car tire would hold up around the corner.
I would say that's totally untrue. You know, I've been running mine for several years in all kinds of conditions and every which way possible. You know, no issues at all. But it is a car tire. These tires here are specific for motorcycles. But as it relates to Darksiding, I didn't have any problem with cornering. So, you know, I know a lot of people was, you know, having concerns about cornering and things like that. I never had a problem. You've never heard me complain about my tires on my motorcycle. I just want to give these Michelins a shot and see if I really love them. And if I love them the way I love them on my automobiles, then I won't be going back.
Could you take a 45-mile-an-hour curve at 65?
I've taken the curve at 100 miles an hour with a trailer.
Oh, I know you're pulling your trailer.
Yeah,
but I mean at a 45-mile-an-hour curve.
Yeah. Have you ever seen my video of me on the Dragon pulling a trailer?
Yes, I've seen you with always pulling your trailer. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never had a problem cornering. I've never had a problem in curves. I mean, in every which condition imaginable. So, I mean, 45 miles an hour that's nothing.
No, that's a 45-mile-an-hour curve, and you're going to do it at 65. You follow me?
Oh, you're saying going over the rated speed that's posted?
Yes, I'm going to go 65 around that curve.
Oh, okay. So you have a death wish.
Well, no, I'm telling you. But I feel that the Michelin Commander 3 is doing the job for me, though.
Right.
I was worried about that with the car tire.
I understand what you're asking me. Could you take the curve faster than the posted speed? I'm sure you can, but I mean the speed is posted for a reason. But I'm sure you can. I've never had an issue. That's the best way I can explain it. So if you can think
well, I drove trucks.
Right.
So actually, those signs are for
trucks. Yeah, I drove trucks too. I drove trucks for years.
Yeah, I hauled propane and crude oil and gasoline and diesel. So I had to slow down. Definitely had to slow down to that number or lower.
Yeah.
I've never been around it.
Yeah, I hauled the same thing. I hauled the same kind of, gasoline and diesel and all of that kind of stuff. 2750 in the front compartment, 2200 in the second compartment, 1150 in the third compartment, and 2700 in the rear compartment.
Yeah, I hauled 10,000 gallons of propane.
Yeah, Class A with an X endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did. I hauled hazard material for years, so I know those signs are posted for trucks. So I know what you're talking about.
Or now when you're in a car, if it's raining.
Yeah.
And it's for you too if you're in a car.
Yeah.
But most people don't know that. We know that because we drove trucks.
Right. Yeah, I drove trucks for years. Yeah. I hadn't drove trucks in years, but I drove trucks for years. I still have my license. But here's the thing as far as taking curves.
I'm 73 years old now.
Oh, okay.
So I got rid of mine.
Okay. Well, here's the thing as far as taking curves past the posted speed limit. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not going to say whether you can or can't. I've never had a problem taking curves fast or slow for me personally. Sometimes, a lot of times it has to do with the rider. You know, how experienced is the rider? Everybody on a motorcycle are not good riders. Some people ride better than others. So you want to have a good set of tires between you and the road, regardless of how good you are. Because,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I started in 1964.
oh, okay. I wasn't even born then.
I know.
Yeah.
I rode a Honda 55.
Oh, okay.
I learned in the dirt.
Right. I do understand.
And I progressed all the way up from there.
Okay. How long you been watching my videos?
About 6 months.
About 6 months?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, how did you find me? Just searching YouTube for some YouTube videos?
Well, I tried to get a hold of you on your email, but I couldn't get through. And then now when you had your number posted, I wrote it down real quick and called.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling and checking in from Colorado. What part of Colorado are you in?
I live in Delta.
How far is that from the $1 Million Highway?
About 70 miles.
70 miles? Okay, so you're not that far. Yeah.
No.
I was just
that's
up.
why I said I got a lot of mountain roads, and I watched your video. I'm thinking, now I wonder if he could take this curve at 50 or 60.
Yeah. You know, I've ridden that $1 Million Highway.
Right. Okay.
So,
I know you have. Yeah.
Yeah. You can just put in Caliente $1 Million Highway. The video will come up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But the speed limit's actually 25 up there.
Right.
But I'll run over to Gateway or I go up the back way to Blue Mesa Lake, and sometimes you can take the corners that you just don't imagine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
I'm getting close to the scrape of my paint, or I have scraped it.
Okay.
So that's why I was concerned about. That's why I was trying to get a hold of you, because I was thinking about going to the car tire after I started watching, but now I'm thinking, is that thing going to handle in that curve? You know.
I would say
before when I was young, and I don't want to lay it down no more.
I would say the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
So, you know, only thing I can tell you is take it out, test it, and see how you like it. If you don't like it, take it off. But I rarely hear of people taking theirs off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, there's a first time for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But I appreciate you calling and checking in. And thank you for watching my videos. Stay in touch with me. And be sure to stay tuned on my channel.
I will. You be careful out there, too.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Chris.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And I am about to end this live feed. I'm going to read a couple of these comments and we're going to end this live feed. That rear tire doesn't feel a little weird on something like the Dragon. That rear tire doesn't feel a little weird. Okay, Adventures of Johnny. I started riding in 1979 on a Yamaha DT 175 Enduro. Road Glide. Chris, Road WGT has got to be a step up. We'll soon see. But I have a hunch you will really love them. Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, I've been running. That's all I run on my vehicles is Michelin. And I've been doing that since, you know, my early 20s. I just run nothing but Michelins because I've always had, you know, great results with them. I ran the Michelin Defender series. I think they're the Michelin Defenders. The MS Defenders. I ran the Michelin Pilot Sports. I've never had any problems with Michelin. Michelins have always, real quick, just even on my vehicle, I purchased a truck brand new. It came with Bridgestones. It was kind of a low profile tire. And I noticed that the handling was rough. I mean, it came from from the manufacturer like this. It wasn't a tire that I put on the vehicle. It came brand new with these Michelins on there. And my truck always kind of had a rough ride. And once those tires wore down and I said I'm gonna replace them, you know, I went back with my old faithful Michelins. And once I put those Michelins on my vehicle, it made a world of difference. It took the bump better. It handled better in the rain. The tires was quieter as I rolled down the highway. I've always had nothing but good results with Michelins, and that's the only reason why I have them on all of my vehicles. But they didn't have any Michelin specific for the Honda Goldwing until here recently. Now you can get Michelins for your Honda Goldwing specific. So I'm going to be battle testing these things. And if they perform like they performed on my automobiles, your boy Caliente may not be going back to Darksiding. But the jury is still out. It's too early to tell. You guys have to stay tuned on my channel and wait and see to see what I think about these Michelin tires. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I just wanted to just kind of let you guys know what I'm going to be up to this week. We're going to be changing tires. I even have some for my trailer. We're going to be putting those on. We're going to be greasing the bearings. We're going to get this bike totally ready for a long distance trip. I mean, it's ready to go, but if I'm going to take off the tires, I'm going to grease the bearings. I'm going to check my brakes. You know, anything that I might have missed that may need to be done, I'm going to take care of all of that. Even though it's ready to go, I just want to make sure it's 100% perfect, because the last thing you want is to get out on a long distance road trip to have your bike or your trailer to break down. Your trailer is only strong as the motorcycle, or they say that a chain is only strong as its weakest link. So you want to make sure that all of your maintenance is done. You want to make sure that your tires are good. You want to make sure that your air filter has been replaced, preferably your spark plugs, your oil has been changed, your final drive fluid has been changed, your wheel bearings have been greased on your trailer, things like that. On the Honda Goldwing, your front wheel bearing is sealed, so you should be good on that. So you want to make sure all of that is taken care of, so when you take your long distance trip, that you don't stand on the side of the road waiting on a wrecker truck because you failed to run some maintenance because you was being cheap. And the thing about motorcycling, it ain't cheap. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to end this live feed. If you guys have any questions or any comments, feel free to put them down in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to support the Caliente YouTube channel, click the thanks button. And I want all of you guys to chime in and let me know what you think about these Michelin tires, if you already have them or if you plan to get them. And be sure to check the description of the video. I'm going to leave a link where you guys can purchase your Michelin tires for your Honda Goldwing. This is your boy Chris, out in the Caliente Garage. Out in the Caliente Garage. And I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.